So they're not bidding on small little jobs. These are pretty big jobs that any company would want a piece of. And what they would demand is that before they would enter a competitive process was that the client would engage them in an off-site environment to talk about shared values and agreed behaviors of how they would work together should they decide to do this project. And I kind of think it funny, a bunch of construction guys sitting in the woods singing Kumbaya and drinking port while having a conversation about shared values. But it's exactly what DPR were doing. And what was most impressive about that, and they did a bunch of other stuff that we'll talk a lot about when we finally kind of publish this research, what was most impressive was the confidence and willingness they had to push back and not be bullied in the sales process. And that sort of go to the Rocky Mountains and build your shared values piece is only one example of how they do that. So, typical pitch in. It's like fire hose, start to finish. I apologize if I spoke kind of quick. Last quote. I was in a room with Lee Scott last week, who you'll remember was the chairman and CEO of Walmart, and he said that they used to get a really hard time at Walmart for their women's practices and how they treated staff. And he said they spent years trying to figure out how to fix the PR problem until finally someone said, how about we just do a better job of women and staff? Like, how about we fix the problem? And it was that kind of commitment to being better and that willingness to hold yourself to a higher standard that differentiated clients like, or companies like DPR. So out on top of this kind of concept around outcomes, intimacy, thought leadership, and confidence was this commitment to just being better. And I thought Lee Scott's quote last week was a really, really powerful way of articulating that. So Rich, I slow down, I pause. Happy to stay on if anyone wants to ask any more questions, but I appreciate the opportunity.